If you're thinking about trademarking your brand, you've probably come across something called a trademark class. But what do they actually mean and how do you pick the right one? I'm Sarah Waldbuesser, trademark attorney. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs protect their brands and grow their businesses. How do you pick a trademark class so that you don't make costly mistakes? Let's get started. When you file a trademark application with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, you have to choose one class or multiple classes depending on the goods and services that you're selling. The USPTO has 45 different classes split into two categories, 34 for goods and 11 for services. Each class represents a different industry and product type. Here's why it matters. Your trademark registration only applies to the classes to which you apply for. If you pick the wrong one, you might not be fully protected, or worse, your application might be rejected. For example, if you sell clothing, you'd register under Class 25. But if you're running an online course business, you'd register under Class 41. Choosing the right class is absolutely crucial to making sure your application is successful and that your brand is fully covered. Now, here's where things can get tricky. Some businesses fall into multiple classes. Let's say you own a gym that sells branded workout gear. You might need Class 41 for gyms and Class 25 for the clothing. And guess what? Each class comes with its own filing fee. That's why picking the right class or classes is so important. So, how to pick the right class? Here's a quick breakdown. Start with your core product or service. What are you actually selling? Then you need to look up the USPTO's classification guide. I'm going to put a link to that in the show notes. Then you need to consider the future expansion of your products or services. What might you be selling in the next few years that you would want to make sure is covered under this trademark registration? One way to avoid costly mistakes is to get help with this with the trademark attorney. One of the issues that people run into is if they submit an application that has the wrong class of goods or services, it's going to be rejected by the USPTO. For example, if you have business coaching, but you apply for business consulting, which is a different class, USPTO is going to look at your application, they're going to look at your website, see that you're actually offering business coaching instead of business consulting. They're going to reject your application. And if you're trying to do this on your own, you might not know what to do, which is why having an attorney in this situation can be really helpful. Not choosing the right class is one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're trying to apply on their own. The other thing to really consider is that you want your registration application to be as broad as possible so you get the widest protection for your trademark, but it has to be narrow enough because you have to show exactly what you're selling. This is where a trademark attorney can be helpful in deciphering those nuances. You can always head to uspto.gov to look at the different goods and services and those 45 different classifications. If you're serious about protecting your brand, I can help you choose the right class. File your application and make sure you're covered. Don't leave your business open to risk. Book a brand consultation with me today, link down below. Hit that like button if this video helped and subscribe for more trademark tips.